Okay. Welcome to another countdown. This week we come down the top 20 pop songs according to who? Billboard.com. And we're talking to our guests, Christopher Moore and MG Westside. And guys, let's start with the countdown. The number 20 song comes from he was a former number one, but this is his latest song. It's called Morgan Wallen. This is by Morgan Wallen. This song is called Thought You Should Know. Let's get into it. Thought You Should Know by Morgan Wallen on Big O's Top 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah, you guys, that was a number 19 song by our guest, Chris Brown. Not by our guest. He's not our guest. I'm sorry. By the awesome Chris Brown. I got to edit that out. That song is called Under the Influence. That's his latest single. We're talking to our guest, Christopher Moore. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I had a busy day, but things are good.
That's awesome. Tell my listeners about yourself.
Okay. Do you just want to know like my poetry aspect or more than just poetry?
More than just poetry, whatever you do, just spit it out.
Okay. Well, as far as poetry goes, I've been writing poetry since 2012, 2013. I've published several poetry books over the years. I self-published them myself, mostly through Amazon and one through Lulu. Most of my poetry goes through my own life experiences and feelings. Um, I did make some themed poems that weren't really about emotions, but I mostly write about my emotions.
Oh,
And
cool.
yeah, and I host my own poetry podcast as of last October.
Okay.
It's once a month called The Poetic Robin Hood, in which I interview a guest. They read their poetry, they discuss their poetry, and I upload it the first Monday of every month.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really awesome. How did you get into poetry?
Well, how I got into poetry was in the early 2010s. I had a few rough, bad years. And by 2012, 2013, it got a little worse for personal reasons I won't go into. But um, I used poetry as a form of therapy. And after that, it was, I think, 2014, 2015, I discovered a poetry club at my local community college.
Okay.
And I was with it until 2019 when I transferred over to a university. And it wasn't until when COVID happened and everything went online did I enter open mics.
Okay. Wow, that's cool. That's really cool. What's the name of your book?
I have several books. The most recent
What's the name of
one,
the first book?
the most recent one is called Prometheus Heart. It mixes personal poems with Greek mythology.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. We also have our guest MGE. What's up, brother?
Going on? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right,
I
let me
hear you. What's
see.
going on, brother?
Oh
How you
man,
doing?
I'm good, man. Good to talk to you. Good to talk to you. How you feeling?
I'm feeling awesome, brother. We taping the show right now.
Okay, yeah. I had a little hiccup getting in there. I had to do a little update. My memory on this phone, I gotta ease up on the update sometimes. I be running out of memory.
I understand that. Definitely understand that. Understand that. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm good, man. It's always a good day. Yeah, moving around right now. What's going on? How you feeling?
Just chilling. Just chilling. Just chilling. We're interviewing you and also interviewing our good friend Christopher Moore. You're a comedian. How did you get into comedy?
Well, I first got in comedy. At first, I was playing with skits. I started doing the sketch comedy like on Instagram and stuff, doing little different situational stuff. But it got to the point where it was like it was a big talk about, you know, the separating of comedy. Like, you know, like, is it easier to do it on the internet or stand up and everything? So I decided to challenge myself and see if I could transfer, you know, the sketch comedy humor onto stage, you know, with stand up. So I took a little leap of faith and checked it out. Really more so just to kind of prove a point. But I actually fell in love with it in the process. So since then, it took me a little bit. I played with it a little bit, but then it kept calling me. So then I just locked in. I just locked in, and it's my thing now. I love it. I actually don't do sketches as much as I do stand up now. So, you know,
Wow.
yeah. So really shifted gears on that.
Wow. That's cool. That's cool. You guys going to talk more to our guests, Christopher Moore and also MGE Westside. But let's get back in this countdown. Number 18 song comes from David Guetta and BB Rexa. This song is called I'm Good Blue. Let's get into it. I'm Good Blue by David Guetta and BB Rexa on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was number 17 song, Esteban Armando and Pesto Puma with Ella Bella Sola. I don't know. Don't ask me why. Okay. We're talking to our guest, Christopher Moore and MGE Westside. Christopher.
Yes.
Where's it? So you're in the poetry. No, what was the name of your first book?
My first book was published 2018, and I consider myself to be a history nerd, so I made a book of history poems.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. MGE.
Yeah.
Why did you name yourself that? I'm choppy.
I mean, MGE is really Instagram end up being your name these days. So like MGE actually stands for Money Getters Entertainment. It's a company that me and my group of good friends had put together like years ago when I was doing videos. I used to record videos from my friends that do music and stuff before comedy was even thought about. So the MGE just kind of stuck, but it's Money Getters Entertainment.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Wow. That's crazy. You didn't use your government name. That's crazy. That's crazy. I understand, brother. Christopher, I want you to do something for me, Christopher. Hello?
Yes.
Get a poem ready because when we come back, I want you to spit a poem for me. Is that good?
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Let's get it. Let's get back in this countdown. The number 16 song actually comes from Rod Wave. This song was called Fight the Feeling. Let's get into it. Fight the Feeling by Rod Wave on Big Stop 20 Countdown. I stole that from Soul Train. Yeah, you guys, that was the number 15 song. That song was by Miguel. That song was called Sure Thing. Now it's time to get into the extra song of the week, which comes from a really, really great friend of ours. He's my brother. I love him so much. He has a new album and a new song. The album is called Mental Box 2. It's a really great album. This is one of the songs from the album, my favorite song from the album. This is by none other than Anthony Gray. This song was called Nice Guy. Let's get into it. The first extra song of the week, Anthony Gray, Nice Guy on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, that was Anthony Gray, my boy, Nice Guy, talking to our guest, MGE Westside, and also Christopher Moore. Christopher, you ready? You ready to spit?
Yes.
Come on with it. Inspire me, brother. Inspire me.
Okay. So I'm going to read a poem from a manuscript I'm currently working on. My next book's going to be called North of Wonderland, and it has a lot of like personal poems mixed with themes. So I'm going to read this one called No Shakespearean Tragedy.
Okay.
I don't think I live to deceive. If I am determined to play the villain of my own story to the same characters. Who is to say They're not the villains in my story. This is far too real to be a comedy, although laughter might be your only option in order to avoid hundreds of questions that seem to have zero relevance to anyone. Perhaps it is a tragedy comedy at times, since I always have to laugh on the outside, so audience keeps opinions to themselves.
Snap, 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 snap. That was good. That was good, brother. Oh man. And is
Thank
that your current poetry book?
That is one that I'm currently working on called
Oh,
North of
okay.
Wonderland.
Oh wow, that is so cool. That's coming on. That's coming on in the future book.
Yeah, probably later this year.
Okay, cool. MGE. Um, how long you've been doing comedy for how many years?
I first started. It's been 3 years technically. Yeah, 3 years.
Are what is the best thing about being a professional stand-up comedian?
The schedule. No, uh, much less hours will work at a time. Really, really being able to try to trigger something out of people that you don't even know. You know, like most of the times the people I'm standing in front of, I don't know nothing about them. I don't know what they going through, like what they dealing with at all. But shit, in that little time that I got their attention, I gotta trigger them. I gotta, you know what I'm saying, do something to put a smile on their face. If I can't get a laugh out of them, I gotta get a smile at their face, or trigger some thought to kind of get them off of their problem. So, when you get feedback and then like that you had did that for somebody, made them forget about their little problems or something, that right there, that's the best feeling right there, because you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You fixing a problem that you have no knowledge about. You know what I'm saying? So I think that got to be the best thing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But I think Christopher and also MG, I think you guys, I think comedy and also poetry, it's so important because it makes people feel things. Am I right?
Yeah, fact.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
yeah, like Christopher was saying about avoiding. I think in the line he said something about avoiding conversation with a joke or laughter and shit. Man, I do that so damn, man. I ain't got so much shit doing that. You feel me? So that I felt that when you said that, Christopher. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, yeah. Shit, I damn near joined the Navy to get out of a conversation before. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, baby, I need to save my country. Let me get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
so
yeah, I understand. That's why my brother joined the Air Force too.
Hey, you gotta get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold that thought, baby. It's something important going over here. Like,
for real. You guys, we're gonna come back to you guys. Get your stand up ready, MG, because I want you to do like 5 minutes, 5 minutes of laughter. Is that good? Live comedy.
I can do it.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother. You can do it. I believe in you.
All right. I got you.
Let's get into the number 14 song while we're waiting for him to come through. This number 14 song is by Tootsie. This song is called Favorite Song. Let's get into it. Favorite song by Tootsie on Big Woo! Top 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah, yo, we did a 3 in a row for you. We did 14 was Tootsie, favorite song. The Harry Styles was number 13 with As It Was, and number 12 was another Morgan Wallen song with You Proof. Now it's time to get into the comedy corner. Live comedy. This is actually one of the first live comedies that we did live comedy before, but yeah, you're one of the, I don't know. You're the first one this season. Let's get into it. MGE West Side, get into it, brother. You ready?
Yeah, what's up with it, man? Let's get to it, man.
Get it. Come on.
Oh, man. Nah, man, this actually is a little strange, you know what I'm saying? I did a lot of things in my car, you know what I'm saying? My son was actually conceived in the car, you know what I'm saying? But this is my first time doing comedy out of a car. It's kind of crazy right here. Like, covering the bucket list. I'm going to have to get signed by Nissan or something. I'm going to have to start doing commercials and stuff. Like, you do anything in the car, you feel me? This is cool, man. I'm like, you can't get a DUI doing this, you know what I'm saying, under the influence of jokes. Like, I hope I don't get pulled over. Gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? Like crackheads, they never get pulled over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. I don't know not one crackhead with a DUI. Do you know a crackhead with a DUI?
No.
Like, I don't know if it's because they sell their car before, you know what I'm saying, they even able to go somewhere, you know. You know, that's one of those things. If you're a crackhead, you selling everything that's valuable, and you don't see no value in it. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll walk to your crack dealer after you sold them your car. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of situation. You feel me? Like maybe they own something. You know, they never pulled over. I need to rethink this. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, this cool. It's like we this post COVID. You know what I'm saying? COVID was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. COVID was crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? A pandemic, but like it was some good things too. You know what I'm saying? Like the women. One thing I like about the situation is working from home. Like our own spaces, doing what we're supposed to do, right? You know what I'm saying? So it was cool. Because when you're juggling women, you know, it's kind of hard to be in public. So, you know, it was perfect for me. You know what I'm saying? A young chief like myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to, you know, we all private. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You go, hang out, and she working. You know what I'm saying? So you get to relax. She ain't bothering too much. You feel me? You get to be the work husband for the day. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got no job. You the work husband for the day. You know what I'm saying? You getting lunch, getting treated right. You know what I'm saying? I was dating a nurse. I go in there. She was doing a pap smear via Zoom. You know what I'm saying? I actually recognized the girl. I'm like, hold on, bring me your patient. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I recognized her lip. No.
That was awesome. Hey, clap. Like, we usually do snaps for poetry, but I'm gonna do snaps for you because that was awesome, brother. It's not easy doing live comedy, brother. It's not. I'm just not, man. It really isn't. It really isn't. I give you major props for doing it, man. You were very, 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 very funny.
I will say my sides hurt from laughing.
Thank you.
For real. Christopher, you got how many poetry books do you have out?
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to count. Let's see,
got a collection up.
I think I have like 6 or 8.
Wow, that's a lot.
But I do know a guy who has about 20.
Wow, that's a lot for 5 years.
Actually, it's 10 years.
Oh, 10 years. Oh,
10 years of writing. Yeah, 10 years of writing.
What is that? 2018. Wait, whatever. Wow. Okay, 10 years of writing. Wow, that is so cool. Wow. You said your first book. No, go ahead.
Christopher, what type of subject matter would you say is like your thing, your niche? I'm sure you talk about a lot of different things.
Yeah, my one subject matter is, well, sometimes I usually take what I know. I have a little bit of autism, so I always struggle with describing my emotions. And usually I take what I know to describe my emotions. Like I'm very knowledgeable with history, so I might use history themes within my poems, or I might use pop culture references in my poems.
Okay. Yeah, and I've heard some of Christopher's other poems because we were in that group together. What was that group? Nick, write it. No, that's not put it in the chat. That's somebody else. That's
You're talking about Nick Paleologos?
Yeah.
Right to the mic.
Right to the mic. See, I'm in so many poetry groups, not even funny. But man, and I was like, wow. And I'm supposed to be featured later on this month on your particular what's the name of your poetry group?
So you probably didn't hear this. A lot of us, I'm not going to go into the drama, but a lot of us at The Word Is Right left The Word Is Right, and I'm one of those people.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't want to go into it, but yeah, a lot of us left. So I still have my poetry podcast, though.
Okay. We're gonna talk more about that, about your poetry podcast. We'll talk more to MG. You guys, let's get back in this countdown. The number 11 song comes from Taylor Swift. This song was called Lavender Haze. Let's get into it. Lavender Haze by Taylor Swift on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was a number 10 song, Bailey Zimmerman with Rock and a Hard Place. It's time to get into the second extra song of the week. This is another Anthony Gray song. This is actually one of my second favorite on this album, Mental Box 2. This song is actually called Sapiosexual. Let's get into it. Anthony Gray with Sapiosexual, the second extra song of the week on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was Anthony Gray with Sapiosexual, and we're talking to our guests, Christopher Moore and MGE Westside. You guys, we're gonna start with Christopher. Christopher, what's the name of your podcast, and how long have you been doing that?
Okay. First off, sorry to tell you about my open mic show. I apologize about that.
It's all right.
But yeah. So my poetry podcast is called the Poetic Robin Hood Poetry Podcast.
Mhm.
It's where I invite a poet on once a month and we discuss their poetry. They read a few poems and they go into what started out their writing journey, what styles they love to write, their experience with other poets. And I like to upload them regularly. I upload a new episode the first Monday of every month.
Oh, cool. That is freaking awesome. First Monday every month. And where can people listen to it?
You can mostly listen to it on Spotify if you look up the Poetic Robin Hood Poetry Podcast. And if you have Anchor, it can also be found on there too.
Okay. And MGE, you also have some other stuff going on, am I correct?
Yeah. Well, on Mondays, I host the Sunset Rooftop in Hollywood, right there on Sunset and Gower, every Monday from 8:30 to about 11 or so. Sometimes we run late. Show get crazy sometimes. So I do that every Monday. Various shows throughout the week. Also, I started up Funky Sticks about a little over a year ago on Pico and La Brea. We do comedy there on Thursdays. It's an outside situation, so we had paused it for a little minute when weather was bad. But that summer heat coming back, so that's back activated. So you can catch us on Pico and La Brea at Funky Sticks doing comedy, as well as Monday at Sunset Rooftop, and of course on Instagram you can keep up with all my random shows and stuff. Cause I have different shows all throughout the week. Got a show in tomorrow. The next day, these next 2 weeks is pretty crazy for me with the shows. So yeah, you always got something going.
That's awesome. Go ahead.
And my bad, not to cut you off. And then also on Sunday, actually, where I met you at, I'm gonna be there on Sunday too, this upcoming Sunday. So.
All right, now I'm mad at you. Yeah, because I met him. I think it was the month before last, in February, over at Anya's show. Spotlight Sunday. I said, man, you funny, man. You had everybody laughing. I said, you know what? You got to come on my podcast, brother. I was like, wow.
Hey, you know what? And I had to tell you, because you was rocking the place. You feel me? Like I didn't know what you was gonna come with when you got up there. And you tracked the whole thing. You was all up and through there, man. Like you was live. You was live that night. You turned it out for real.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment. But you guys, I want to make this. I have a question. I have to think of it. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna come back and ask both you guys questions, but a unified question. But you guys, let's get back in this countdown. The number 9 song comes from Coi Leray. This song is called Players Remix. She uses my favorite Busta Rhymes remix. Put your hands where my eyes can see. That's the name of the song. So you guys listen to the song Players on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, we did 3 in a row for you. We did Coi Leray, Players. Number 8 was Taylor Swift with Anti-Hero. And number 7 was Rima and Selena Gomez with Calm Down. It's time to get into another independent song. The independent song, which is also by Anthony Gray, Cruise Control. Let's get into it. Cruise Control by Anthony Gray on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was an independent song, Cruise Control by my boy Anthony Gray, MGE, and Christopher. You guys, Christopher, I want you've been doing poetry for a while. Have you ever been to open mics?
I've been to a lot of online open mics. I live in rural backwoods Pennsylvania, so there's not many open mics.
how is it doing like the virtual open mic rather being in person?
Um, for me, it's easier because you have more time to prepare and you can gather thoughts. Plus, you can hear the person. Well, if it runs smoothly, you can hear the person better when they speak. Of course, there's going to be issues in a Zoom room. You know, some people won't mute themselves or something. I know a few open mic hosts who are very, um, trying to say this nicely,
Oh,
they're they're very strict with the muting. I'll say that.
okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
MD, I want you to do something for me. Describe. You've been in comedy for a while. Describe your first comedy gig. How was it? Just going on for the first professional.
The first time I got on stage, it was actually a comedy contest. So I was and it's my first time, so I was like the least experienced person there. Like definitely, because everybody was already like doing their stuff and entered the contest because they felt they was good enough to like move on and stuff, you know. So it wasn't like a thing where like you a newcomer and you just supposed to, you know. So it was like a little fee and everything. So I paid the little fee, like fuck it, I'm gonna join a contest, like you know. So like um when I made it up to the stage, like a lady, she like walked up to me and she was like, you did so good on stage. And I'm like, I didn't even go up there yet, lady. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking in
Yeah,
my head. But
yeah.
it was this white lady. So I was like, oh, I must look like another black dude that went up there already, right? So I'm like, all right, that gave me the energy to start off. So right when I get up there, that's what I say. I was like, lady, just said I did a great job. I'm like, shit, I ain't even got up here yet. You feel me? We don't all look alike, lady. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
For real.
you know, so from the jump, I got a good laughter. You feel me? So like at that moment, it was like, all right, it's gonna be okay. You feel me? It's gonna be okay. I already got the hardest part out the way. I got everybody to laugh. This lady, she handed it to me basically, but now just do your stuff. So I went in, I did my joke and stuff, and it was cool. I actually had did that joke later on after I got.
Okay, you're kind of cutting out a little bit, brother. Yeah, I
Let
see your lip. All right, I see your lips moving. I see your lips moving.
me see. Are we good now?
Yeah, we're good. We're good
Can you hear
now.
me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So yeah, it was just one of those moments. It kind of confirmed like, all right, you could do this, and I got that first feeling of being able to have a full room live. You know what I'm saying? So like that was everything. Everything else was just getting through it, just hoping I get through it. Just like, all right, say what you planned on saying, you know. And then once I got past that, it was cool. I had some of my homies that I've been knowing forever there. You know what I'm saying? So they seen, you know, my potential and stuff. So it was good. It was good. I can't really complain about it. Can't complain about it. I was still like whatever afterwards, like you know, like I'm all right. I ain't got to do that again. You know what I'm saying? But I can. You know, it was one of those things until it just had to be my thing.
This is a question for both you all. This is a question for both you all. What is one thing that you haven't done that you would really love to do? Anybody can start off. Christopher, MGE.
Well, I mean, I'll start off, I guess. I mean, for me, honestly, it's more so just bigger venues, bigger crowds and stuff like that. You know, my goal for this year is to travel more and do comedy in other states and stuff, just to make sure that my comedy not local. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's easy to make people close to you laugh. You know, if you're talking about familiar stuff. So I
Yeah.
try not to be caged into just local stuff. So, you know, I want to, with traveling, I want to make sure that my comedy appeal to the world, you know what I'm saying? So I could, like, you know, make sure that I have that ability to appeal to the world, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, just bigger venues. I want to sell out I want to sell out a show, like, you know, big ass venue, you know, that's really what it is with me, like bigger venues and bigger venues and bigger venues, you know?
That's awesome. What about you, Christopher?
Um, well, I would say a goal as far as my poetry. As far as writing, I don't really have a goal for myself. I really just
Mhm.
leave my poetry out there in the open, and whatever happens, happens.
Okay.
But on the other side of poetry, though, with my poetry podcast, I really hope for a goal that my audience size grows, because I think that I get a lot of great poets come on, and I wish the views were a little bit higher so they get that exposure more.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always tough because the podcast market is so filled up that it's like, wow. And you said, how is it, man? Because you said you had autism. How is it like with your I'm gonna call it an illness. I don't know what to call it, an illness or whatever, and you doing your poetry. How is that? I mean, how do you make that work?
Um, Honestly, I do not know. It's just something that I've had since I was a little kid, and I just make it work for myself.
That's awesome. And MGE, I also saw a clip on a YouTube page. You were also on Let's Make a Deal.
Oh yeah. I was on Let's Make a Deal. It actually re-aired. Somebody hit me up the other day. It re-aired like the other day. So it aired twice already. So yeah, I was on Let's Make a Deal. It was a cool experience too.
That's something we have in common because I was on Let's Make a Deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was on there. I was on there. I didn't win, but that was, the last one. The last thing that they said, do you have something in your backpack? And I had my backpack. I didn't have that quarter. I was like, damn, if I had that quarter, I would have $500. But it's like, it's all right. It's all
Oh, you
right.
didn't have a quarter in there?
Yeah, I was like, I had
Ah,
everything but the quarter. And some told me, to go online before you go and Let's Make a Deal. But it is what it is, though. It is what
yeah,
it
that's what they
is.
were saying too. They were saying you gotta look online and then have a gang of random stuff. So like.
Yeah,
But yeah, nah, that was cool though.
yeah, that's cool. You guys want to talk more to our guests, but you guys, let's get back in this countdown. The number 6 song comes from Pink Panthers and Ice Spice. This song is called Boys a Liar Part 2. Let's get into it. Boys a Liar Part 2 on Big Old Step 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was The Weeknd and Ariana Grande with Die For You, number 5. It was number 4 for a minute. It's time to get into old school jam of the week. It's actually not an old school jam. It's kind of like, because this came out like 2004, but we're celebrating today is Kanye West's birthday. So we're celebrating one of his first songs. It's called Through the Wire. Let's get into it. Through the Wire by Kanye West. Happy birthday on Big Old Step 20 Countdown, old school jam of the week. Yeah, you guys, that was Kanye West with Through the Wire. I don't know. I can't, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna embarrass myself like that.
You know you got that note, man. Hit that note. You got that
I'm
note.
through the wire, through the limit to the wall, something like that.
Hey.
Yeah. It's time to get into y'all's business. We gonna get into y'all's personal life. All right, what's Christopher? Well, how's your personal life looking, brother? Hello?
We don't have a week to go through that. uh, um, I
That means
I
what?
would say that I've been swamped with deadlines currently. I'm
Okay.
currently finishing up my undergraduate and trying to get to my master's, and I'm doing an undergraduate
Congratulations.
thesis.
Hey,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm doing undergraduate thesis part 1, and I have to do part 2 in the fall, and it's just made me so exhausted. There's been moments where I can't even think straight.
I understand. I can understand that. Translation, that means stay out of business.
Yeah, definitely.
You ain't trying to tell your business. All right, MGE, now it's time to get to your business. What's going on with you?
Man, this is the part. Hey, Christopher, this is the part where I'm supposed to tell jokes to avoid the question, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, this is it. You feel me? Life, I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, really, I'm more focused than I've ever been. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a good thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just you know what I'm saying, trying to get things right. You know, I got a son. I'm actually about to pick him up in a little bit. yeah, trying to avoid baby mama drama, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to just keep everything work, work, work. Accomplish goals and just not looking back. Really, you know what I'm saying? Like that's really, really what I'm on. Not looking back, not letting no negative energy take up my space. You know what I'm saying? Negative energy is take over your energy. And then you won't even realize it for a good while. So, I'm just big on that, just keeping good energy around me, positive energy, and just trying to progress. If it's not going towards progression, then I'm most likely not gonna be doing it. So that's really how my life is right now.
I can understand that. Definitely understand that. Um, it's time for you guys to say something inspirational. I want Christopher. I want to start off with you. I want you to say 1 minute. You have 1 minute of inspiration. Say something like that that'll inspire somebody. Can you do it?
Yeah. Okay. So one thing that I would have to say for inspiration, I've been through many challenges in my life, but one thing that has stayed the same is that you eventually bounce back from each trial and tribulation.
Mhm.
And I would tell someone, even though things look dark now, that it will eventually get better, even if you don't think it will.
That's awesome. Now it's time for you, MGE. Say it. Say it. Say something. Say something that will inspire me.
All right. Uh, look within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I think what we all need to be reminded of or told, sometimes not even reminded, is like look within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something about us that's always been a part of us, that's just us. you know a lot of times we look outside, we look through other people, our friends, and we try to find our way. And sometimes you're able to find it that way, depending on who your circle is. But like look in yourself and you're gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like with me, I tried a lot of different things trying to see what's really me, and a lot of things that I came across, I thought it was me. You know what I'm saying? But the passion wasn't there. And when you come across something, that passion where where you feel like you have to do it, you're not for nobody's forcing you to do it, but you have to do it. Like once you get that, then you're in the right spot. You know what I'm saying? So like look within yourself, because that's what I did. Like I'm always joking, I'm always bringing laughter and everything else, and I was ignoring that for years and years and years. If I would have looked within myself a long time ago, then everybody will probably already know my name. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably be one of the biggest comedians. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at the time it took,
Mhm.
but I'm saying this so somebody else don't take as long as I did. You know what I'm saying? Look within yourself, find out what you do naturally, because you can make money and you can be successful at whatever you do naturally. That's the times we are. It ain't just doctors or lawyers. Anything
Yeah,
that you do, anything you like to do, can be profitable for you. And so look within yourself and you'll get that. That's what I say.
that's awesome. That's awesome. But you guys, let's get back into this countdown. The number 4 song comes from Metro Booming, The Weeknd, and 21 Savage. This song is called Creepin'. Let's get into it. Creepin' by Metro Boomin, The Weeknd, and 21 Savage on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah, we did 3 in a row for you. We did number 4 was Metro Booming, The Weeknd, and 21 Savage with Creeping. Number 3 was Miley Cyrus with Flowers. And number 2 was SZA, Kill Bill. Still holding on. Um, but you guys, it's time to get into the number 1 song. The number 1 song comes from who? Morgan Wallen. This song is called Last Night. Let's get into it. Last Night by Morgan Wallen on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah, yo, that was Morgan Wallen with Last Night. And we're gonna start off with you. MG, how can people get in contact with you?
Okay, you could on Instagram. Yeah, I'm pretty heavy on Instagram. MGE Westside. On Instagram. You could pull up on me. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood. I'm in California. Well, yeah, I know you out there, Christopher. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hollywood, California. Sunset Rooftop, right there next to the Hollywood Roscoe's. You can catch me there on Mondays. Uh, Making people laugh, go crazy. You feel me? The last Monday, a lady eyelash just fell off. She was just laughing so hard, she walked up out of there. She had one eyelash left. You feel me? Just
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying. But fuck with me. Instagram MGE Westside. Tap in with me. You know what I'm saying. Follow me. I follow back.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Christopher, how can people get in contact with you?
You contact me through Instagram, either through my personal poetry page, More Poetry 1919, and more like my last name. And also you can follow my other Instagram called More Mondays.
Okay.
That's another poetry account that I run too. I really don't have a Facebook account for my poetry.
Oh, no worries. It's not. It's all right. Not everybody should be on Facebook. You know, some people that are on Facebook should be on Facebook. But
oh, that's true. That's very true.
They need to be on back of the head book.
For real, for real, for real.
I like
wanna
that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I want to say thank you to our guest, Christopher Moore, and also MGE Westside. And thank you to all the stations that are carrying us: Vibe Hits Radio, the Block Radio, Spotify, what you call Amazon, the Apple Podcast, and we recently reunited with the station that we started it off with, Kill Radio. Thank you for them. Thank you to them, and to every one of the listeners. I think this is our 272nd show. This wow, we did it 7 seasons. Thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody who helped me get this far. And if you all want to reach me, you can reach me at www.linktree.com/OLUSHEYI. And the thought for the week is keep going higher, and eventually you will reach your goal. And you guys know that we usually do a gospel song to end the show. This is not gonna be it. You guys have made this song a really big hit for me. I want to say thank you. It's been #1 on 3 charts. And I want to say thank you for that. And this is my latest single called J-O-Y. Let's get into it. J-O-Y by me and Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. May God bless you. May God keep you until we meet again.